Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It is our yin day, which are my days, to tell you the truth. I love, but I actually enjoy the yin the best. Still with our yin yoga, I still invite everybody to honor your body. And as we move through this practice, to, if you ever go into pain, please back off. Out of a pose a little sooner than I guide you. Please do that as well. Honoring your body, moving into child's pose or resting pose prior. So I invite you to gently and kindly close your eyes, be in a comfortable seat, and bring your awareness inward towards the self, the infinite self. Yoga is all about mastering the mind so we could quiet thoughts, so we can quiet all the disturbances. And once our mind becomes smooth like those glass smooth lakes and ponds you see when the reflection of all the trees around it are brilliant and crystal clear, that's when we can crystal clearly reflect our infinite self, the infinite pure awareness that we are. And that becomes yoga. We become one with the soul and the body and the mind. We all quiet to a place where we can become one. And that is yoga to yoke. So we master the mind, we master the body, and we master the breath to quiet everything down so that we can unify with this eternal self that we all have, where we are all one. This is why we always share the Namaste prayer. We are one. And in that place, we are all the same. We are all equals. We may look different in bodies, but when we go into that awareness, we are all one. So breathing into that belly, nice deep belly breaths. As you keep the awareness inside, you may feel your heart. You may go in any way you want, but it is a new muscle. We're not taught to go inward as children. So in the beginning, it feels a little different. When I first went into yoga and they would tell me to bring my awareness inside, I had no idea what they were talking about. I didn't know how to do it. So I just kept going and kept trying. And now I go in, I can feel my heart. I can feel that energy center inside, that loving center inside me. And you begin to feel the energies. The more you bring your focus, the more that will expand. John always tells me, you will always get more of what you focus on. And we are focusing on the eternal self, the wisdom body within us. This is the God self, the Atman we're focusing on. So I believe it is really worthwhile to spend a little time focusing on that wisdom self, this universal self. Let's move into a 3-part yogic breath, breathing into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And letting it all go. At your own pace, a few 3-part yogic breaths into the belly and like a wave into the ribs and all the way into the chest. And letting it go. Continue on for a few more breaths, taking the awareness inward. If thoughts arise and you start thinking about the day, just kindly and gently remind yourself you've entered into thinking. You've stepped out of the water, walking on the beach now, and bring yourself back in the water. Bring yourself back into the being state, the inward. And as you breathe, especially on that exhale, bask in your own. This wisdom body is unbelievably blissful. There's an ecstasy there. Continuing to breathe and allow yourself to bask in that nectar, that ecstasy. It is you. Your true nature is ecstatic. And it's a very deep content sense of ecstatic. It doesn't need to take the form of laughing or super excitement. It's a very deep, calm, blissful, just spacious peace. Taking one more Durga Pranayama. Beautiful job. And we're going to do one more pranayama. We're going to do 3-part yogic breath. We're going to do a little pranayama after this class. Vitalizing, these are calming. So we're going to take the pointer and the middle finger, and you can either extend them out, put them on your third eye, or you can curl them in. And we're going to use the thumb and the finger, whether the ring or the pinky, whichever feels better for you, to close off the nostrils alternately. I'm going to be using my right hand, so I'll guide you through the right hand. So bringing the hand up, and either I'll use this just so you can see me, whether you're using the third eye. I really like to do the third eye because it brings some energy and activates that center a little bit. That's our wisdom eye, our seer. So let's exhale completely. Inhale together. And then take the thumb and close off that right nostril and exhale out the left side. Inhale through the left side, same side. Switching always on the exhale, so releasing the thumb, bringing the finger down to close off the left nostril, and exhale out the right side. Inhale, same side, right side. And switch, releasing the finger, bringing the thumb down to the right nostril, and exhale out the left nostril. Inhale, same side. Deep breaths. And switch, exhaling through the right, closing off the left. Inhale, same. And continuing on your own, switching on the exhale. Bring your awareness into the self with self-love, self-observation, and kindness. One more breath. Releasing the hands. Just sitting here, you can use your hand mudra. Bring your thumb to whichever finger feels right intuitively for you. And you can switch back and forth as well. Or bring the hands together so all the fingertips and the thumbs are touching. And take a moment to dive inside. Scan the inner being. Just observe. Check in with yourself. What's going on? How are you doing inside? Bringing our awareness more and more inward. Every day, a little deeper inside, a little more comfortable, a little more integrated with our inner being, more intimate with the inner being. Every day, a little more. This is where we connect to the God of our understanding. We can do prayers, and of course that is a beautiful connection, and readings of scriptures, it's a beautiful connection. At the end of the day, we can read about eating an orange, or study about it, or pray we get the orange, which all bring us closer. At the end of the day, we got to eat the orange. And by diving the awareness inward to that infinite self, which is an extension of the divine source, God of our understanding, that is when we truly touch and experience and become intimate with the divine. Experiential. And take this moment to set an intention for yourself, a gift for yourself. What would you like to give yourself today? Set it out there as a powerful manifester. You're connected to your Atman, connected to your divine source. Ask for something. However, state it in a positive, present moment. I have the career of my dreams. I have the relationship of my dreams. Anything specific in your life. Maybe I get an A on this next exam. That I get pregnant. Whatever it is you want. That I am pregnant. Right? Whatever it is, state it as it is now. The subconscious doesn't know the difference. And it doesn't know jokes. So be careful what you say to the subconscious. Always telling your mind and speaking what you want to create. And gently and kindly opening your eyes. And let's do some neck rolls, nice and slowly, feeling the muscles in the neck as we go around. Any spot that we feel we might want to massage that. And remembering, this hour is for you, so there's nothing to rush. We want to move the consciousness out of rushing energy and move our conscious into present moment. You cannot be in a hurry and present at the same time. So our goal is presence, because that is when we can connect. We can connect to our Atman, our divine self, Brahman, infinite creator, God of our understanding, if we are rushing or we're not present. It is when we're present, it's when that mind is still, that pool within our mind is crystal clear and still. We connect the infinite aspects of our being. And then that infinite divine sacredness reflects in everything external. Keeping that breath flowing, let's go the other direction, nice and slow. Allowing ourselves time to feel the sensations, massage any spots that are a little tender or just needing attention. Bringing your awareness to those sensations. Removing ourselves from the thinking mode, and we're moving into the noticing sensations mode. Keeping the breath flowing. You can gently engage that Mula Bandha. Bringing your awareness, your attention, your aliveness into those sensations in your neck. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. I'm going to move into some pelvic grinds, some circles. So finding your direction, whichever way you feel you want to go first. And just circling around. And again, really bringing all that focused attention into those beautiful sensations in your body. And enjoy the sensations. Staying in the feel so good zone. Moving nice and slow as you need so you can be fully present. Keeping the breath flowing. Mula Bandha is gently engaged. Mula Bandha is your kegels, your pelvic floor. Simply enjoying moving in your body. This is a gift you give yourself. And going the other direction now. Basking in sensations. Honoring the body. Recognizing that this is a temple in which the infinite divine self animates through. There's nothing holier or more sacred in the universe. That makes your body sacred as well. So we're becoming embodied. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. And let's bring the legs out in front of us. Let's flop them upside a little bit. Just to warm them up. Maybe some windshield wipers with the feet. Waking up those legs. Bringing the awareness into the legs. Often we walk around in life. Many people don't have a lot of conscious awareness in their legs. It's the lower half of their body. Pelvis, the pelvic floor, the legs. Want to wake up them by bringing the awareness into them. Flex and extend the toes. I got these cute socks I found today in my drawer. Little roses on them, they match. So, and it's yin day. I can wear my socks, and it's cold in here. So let's bring the feet together. And rock back and forth, holding onto the feet in our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly. And coming back to center, and let's begin to flap our angel wings, starting off slowly. And we can move a little faster as we go. Back down. And we're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine. And we're going to exhale, hinging at the hip, forward. Nice little forward fold here. Wake up those hips. And engaging that Mula Bandha gently. Find your hinge, keep the breath flowing. And just breathe into that edge, that gentle edge where you feel sensation. We're not forcing it. We're not lazy. We're just in that gentle effort and edge, and breathe into it. See if you can hinge a little bit deeper in your hips. Still being on the edge, playing that edge. Nice deep breaths. And gently and kindly coming up. Beautiful job. And let's do a seated spinal twist. So let's do this. Let's take the legs, the knees up. And bring the heels coming in towards the body so you're snug enough. We're going to take that right arm and we're going to wrap it around the legs, or if you want to, take it onto the inside of the left leg. And then we're going to take the left hand and we're going to bring it behind the body. Watch the knees. So my knee was just starting to flop over a little. So they don't need to touch. We want to keep them about hip width so they're close. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, gazing out over your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. A little bit further if you can. One last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And coming back. A little counter pose to the other side. And then you can either wrap your hands around like this. You can take your left hand over to the outside of your right knee. We're going to take the right hand behind the right buttocks. And we're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more time. And coming back to center. Nice little counter pose for ourselves. And let's bring those legs out in front of us. I'm going to do a few forward folds. This opens the hips as well. And let's take that right leg, bring the foot in towards the right thigh. We're going to go into single leg forward fold. And inhaling, lengthening the spine. And you can exhale, begin to hinge at the hips. You can bring the hands gently down to the mat. And find your edge. Find the edge where the back leg muscles and the hips are telling you that's about as far as I can hinge. And before we round the spine, let's just take a couple breaths here. And I invite you to flex the foot if you want to. That'll bring in some sensation. Connected to the heart sensation. This isn't a time for thinking, it's a time for basking in the nectar of our being. Now see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip. Even just a micro movement deeper in your hip. And then allow the spine to round. Take this time to rest. You can bring the hands down to the leg. Wherever you are in your forward fold is okay. Honor yourself. Everybody's body's different. We're all in different places. And I love to take this time to massage my foot. If you like to do that. And massaging it in a way that you're recognizing you're massaging the foot of the divine. You are the sacred embodiment. Your foot is the embodiment. There's nowhere you need to go that's more sacred than diving into your own sacred heart. And anywhere you go, even if it's up into a cave in India, it would take you to the same place. That's your own sacred heart. The journey is inward. It's not about where you are or even what you're doing so much. What is your state of being? Are you connected with the heart? Are you extending your love? First for yourself. Then you have love to give to others. Boundless love. Always begins with self-love. Noticing sensation, keeping the breath flowing. In our yin, we hold the postures a little longer, so allow those muscles in the back of the leg to have the time to stretch out and relax into that stretch. Bring your awareness to the sensation in the back of your legs. Breathe into it. Bringing your awareness into the body, embodies the divine consciousness into your physical body. And gently and kindly coming up. Beautiful job. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So taking that other foot out straight. Use that left foot. Bring the other leg into the inner thigh of the left foot. And inhaling, lengthening the spine. And then on your exhale, hinging forward. Noticing sensation. And find that edge again. You can flex that foot. Find the edge where that sensation in the back of the legs, the hips, behind the knee. You're in that feel so good zone. And then let's take a few breaths here. Leaving the spine straight. We're not going to round it yet. Just breathing into the sensation. You can gently engage that mula bandha, that energy lock so that you can build the prana in the body. You can have the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And now see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip. Just a little micro movement, maybe able to hinge a little significant, and just allow now your spine to round, bringing yourself in towards the knee. And you can flex and extend the foot. You can begin to massage the foot. And keeping your awareness rested in the sensations. Even noticing the difference between the right and the left leg. And again, knowing as you bring your conscious awareness into the body, to the sensation, into your foot you're massaging, you're embodying this sacred temple more and more. At the end of the day, we are conscious awareness. And as we bring our conscious awareness into the body, we're becoming more embodied. Keeping the breath flowing, Mula Bandha gently engaged, tongue on the roof of the mouth for Jarandala Bandha. Maybe flexing and extending the foot. Enjoying being and basking in your body. Enjoying bringing more awareness into the physical being. Fully present. And gently and kindly coming up to a seated position. Beautiful job. And we're going to come up into a table pose. And we're going to move into our cat and cow just to bring some flexion and extension into the spine. We did a little twist, and now we're going to do some flexion and extension. It's always good to move the spine through twists and flexion and extension. Keep that spine healthy and young. So you'll be 102 years old and you'll have a young body. Exhaling on your cat. You round the back up and move into flexion. And inhaling into your cow. You arch the back, stick the tailbone out, lift the head a little into your extension. Moving, making some micro movements, some spontaneous movements that feel good for your body. Moving back and forth into flexion and extension with spontaneous movements that feel good for your body. Nice and slow, noticing sensations. Enjoying this movement in your body. Keeping your awareness in the sensations. Keeping your awareness in the body, the aliveness, and the breath. Feeling your foundation on the earth. Where's your body connected to the earth? Acknowledging that foundation. Fully connected to all the sensations. And coming back to neutral, knees are right under the hips, the hands are right under the shoulders, and we're going to move into threading the needle. So we're going to raise that right arm up towards the sky, opening up the body and the heart, and then we're going to bring it down, thread it right under the left armpit, and we're going to rest that shoulder onto the mat. Do the best you can, and then if you can bring that opposite hand and just rest it on the small back. So I have my right hand, my right shoulder's resting down on the mat, came right through under my left armpit, and now I'm resting that left shoulder on the small of my back. And breathe, noticing sensation as you open up the shoulder. One more breath here. Bringing that left hand back to the mat. If you moved it onto your back, lifting up, bringing that right arm up, opening up the heart, and bringing it back down below the right shoulder. We're going to go to the other side. So inhaling, lifting that left arm up, opening up the heart, and then taking the left arm right through underneath the right armpit and resting the shoulder down, turning the head to rest. You can either keep the right arm on the mat, or you can rest it on the small of your back. And breathe into the sensations. And bringing the right hand down to the mat, coming back up, lifting that left arm up to the sky again, and then bringing it down. Beautiful job. We're going to move into Pigeon now. It's a great hip opener as well. So we're going to take that right knee and let's take it back a giant step with that right knee. Then take this left knee, bringing it up, and then bringing the foot out to the side. Now, ultimately, people like to keep this leg parallel to the mat. For me, I can't do that. I need to bring it in a little bit. So find how parallel you can be. And then we're going to come up. So having the hands on either side, see how high up you can be. Extending that back leg back as far as you can. Beautiful. And we don't want to fall out on the side. We're going to be sitting up. And then, if you can, hinging forward. Finding your edge. And if you can come so that you're all the way down, forearms on the mat, you can even bring your hands together and rest yourself forward. And breathing into this nice deep hip opener. Taking our time, fully present to sensation. allowing your mind to remain present and still, basking in the sensations of the body. If thinking arises, bring yourself back to the sensation, kindly and gently. And one more breath here. As we hold the poses a little longer, we allow the body some time to open up, gently and kindly coming up. Beautiful job. We're going to bring that back leg back. We're going to straighten out the front leg and come back so that we're in a table position. And we're going to now take that left knee and bring that back. Bring that leg back a step. Right is coming up, bringing that foot as parallel to the front mat as you can for yourself. Like I say, I'm not able to do it very well, my flexibility. And then coming up onto the hands, coming up. You're not going to be flopping over to either side, but you're coming up into your pigeon. And then begin from here. Hips are squared. We're going to start to come down. You can bring the forearms down to the mat. That is great. And resting in your edge here on this pigeon, keeping that nice hip opening, breathing into sensation. You can rest the head. I like to stack my fists sometimes and just rest the head on the top of my fists. Feeling all that beautiful sensations, playing your edge, resting on that feels so good. And those hips squared, balancing over the mat. Enjoying the sensations. Left leg extending back as far as you can. Slightly engaging the Mula Bandha, tongue on the roof of the mouth for Jarandala Bandha. Basking in sensations. One more breath here. And gently and kindly coming back up. Moving yourself back into a table position. Let's come up. We're going to do a camel. This is a little bit of a hip opener. So one of the things we're going to focus on in our camel is bringing those hips so they're back over the knees. So as we move into our back bend, the hips often come back. And so as we're in our back bend, we're going to move the hips back up over the knees. So bringing the hands to the small of the back, opening up the heart, feeling that little back bend, reaching, back bend. If you'd like to come up onto your toes, and if you like to bring the hands down to your heels to increase sensation into that back bend, and then opening up the heart, and then let's move the hips So they're over the knees. And breathe. The head with the spine. We're not dropping the head, we're just allowing it to be in alignment. Engage the bandhas. Keep moving those hips so they're over the knees. One more breath. And gently release, coming back to the back. And then we're moving into our child's pose, opening up those knees. And just resting in our child's pose. You can have the hands on the side or in front of you. Engaging that bandha and just breathe and relax into child's pose for a few breaths. Basking in sensation, bringing your awareness to the body and sensation, being with your own heart, sending your heart love, acknowledging your own self for being on the mat today, being in your body today, and gently and kindly coming up. And we're going to move down onto our back. So I love getting down onto our backs through the spinal rocks. So I invite you to do that if you can. That's if you have plenty of cushion. If not, just gently coming down onto your back. But if you can, massage those kidneys, those spiny muscles. Bringing more energy into the spinal column. This is a beautiful pose. And eventually coming down. So you're flat on your back. And let's take that right leg, lift it up and bring the right ankle and resting on the left. Let's do the right ankle resting on the left knee. Making kind of what looks like maybe a 4. And bringing the hands behind the left knee. And pulling it in towards the body to open those hips. Feeling a nice hip opener here. Finding your edge. Finding that feels so good place for you. And when you find that, hold that. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Gentle, slow breaths. You can use your Ujjayi breath. Our ocean breath. Victorious breath. Noticing the sensations in your body. Bringing your awareness to the sensations, enjoying the sensations in your body. One more breath here. And releasing that leg down. Beautiful job. Let's switch over to the other side. We're going to take the left now, bring the left and right knee. Lifting that right, bringing that right leg towards your body, bringing the hands behind the knee, and pulling that leg, that right leg into the body, feeling that nice sensation in the hips, finding your feel so good edge, and breathing into it, gently resting on that edge. You might notice as we go through the breaths, you can pull your leg a little more in. You can go a little deeper in there without forcing or striving. Just allowing the body to open. Engaging the Mula Bandha, the Charandala Bandha, the Uddiyana Bandha, and breathe. Mula Bandha, we engage those Kegels, that pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, we engage that belly. Charandala, we bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Bringing all your attention, all your awareness to sensation. Enjoying and basking in the sensations of the body, the sacred embodiment. One more breath. And releasing the leg. Beautiful job. Let's do one more hip opener, our baby. So bringing those knees up, opening those knees a little bit wider. So the knees are resting on the armpits. And hands on the outside of the feet. Let's press those knees into your armpit. Feeling that hip opener here. Small of the back is resting on the mat. Engage those bandhas and breathe. And then releasing that and just moving around in your happy baby, kicking around, feeling good. Making any last movements. We're going to move right into Savasana after this, rocking around in your happy baby. We'll do one little quick release and move into Savasana. So just stretching out and doing what you need to do. Maybe there was a pose that you wanted to do that we didn't get to do today. Just honoring your body in that way. And then when you're ready, feet on the mat with the knees up, feet are hip width apart. We're going to go into one little release, and then we're going to go into Savasana. So we're going to go into hula to move those hips. So bringing the left hip up towards the left armpit, right hip drops down towards the right heel. And we switch as we bring the right hip up towards the right armpit and drop that left hip down to the left heel. And continuing to hinging those hips, hulaing those hips, Our sacrum is flat on the mat. Nothing is lifting up off the mat. Just swiveling these, releasing in the low back, the whole pelvic area, the hips. Nice, slow, repetitive movements. Bringing your awareness to the sensations. And when you're done, let's bring the knees into the chest and rock back and forth for one last release. And then coming into your Savasana relaxation pose. Supine, flat on your back, arms and legs out a little bit, opened up, allowing all the energies of this yin asana practice to integrate throughout your body. Remaining deeply present to your own being, your own self. The physical body, feel the earth underneath you. Taking a breath into the belly and entering into and becoming very aware of the prana body. Diving inside to the heart, going into pratyahara, noticing inner sensations, inner alivenesses. Inner spaciousness. Bring your awareness to that inner heart, that radiating, dynamic energy field, center of your chest. All your awareness on your heart. And allow that focus to turn into an expanded meditative awareness. Pure meditative awareness that leads you into your silent samadhi. We'll rest in silence together. And beginning to come back, taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. Stretching the body out. And rolling over to one side or the other. And gently coming up to seated position. And allowing the vibrations of the drum. Balance your chakras. Just receive. Beautiful. Let's see what little prayer wants to come through. Spontaneous prayer to bless you for the day. Ayahonte, ayahonte, ayaheya kune atante, ayasunde, ayakehanda mehake, ayasunde, ayahonte, ayahe, ayasunde, maneke. Taking this moment to check back in with your own self. Dive inside, noticing, scanning the inner being. Maybe noticing any differences, maybe some more spaciousness within you from the beginning of practice. And bringing yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And repeating that again to yourself in the positive, in the present tense as if it already is now. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are truly one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning for Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. You can go to EcstaticYoga.Studio, find out more information on our yoga teacher trainings and our future retreats, so yoga retreats. And I will be back with a pranayama practice in just a few moments. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.